What's up, you guys? Marty Schwartz here with Marty Music, and welcome to the next episode of Riff Theory. This one, we're going to talk about Sweet Home Alabama and Back in Black because they are so similar. And I didn't realize it till I really started analyzing them. They don't sound that similar when you're just listening to them, but when you actually look at what's going on, they're very, very, very similar. And I'm going to show you right now. Let's start with Sweet Home Alabama's chords. You know, it's variations with little picking out, but basically it's a D, a C add 9, so we'll just say C, and G. Followed by little call and response with licks in between. Da 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 da. A response lick. The 3 chords again. Da 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 da. And then an ascending response lick. So when you look at that, I could look at the bar chords here. Or D, C, G. Especially when you get to the boogie. You could think of that as like a 5, 4, 1, like a blues in the key of G. Ed King, rest in peace, he soloed thinking of it as G major. So that's, he said that. But it's all just approach, how you look at it, because you could also look at it from D's perspective. We'll look at how Back in Black is actually the exact same chord progression, just in another key. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at it from D's perspective. D, C, and G. It's a classic rock progression. We'll call D the 1 chord. I can look at the root right there, and C is a whole step down. Now in the major scale, the 7th is a half step below the root. And in most rock, you flatten that 7th and play a major chord a whole step down. So C and D. So that's the 1, the flat 7, C major. Tons of Beatles and everything else. So flat 7, and then we'll call G D, 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 G, D, 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 G. It's the 4. 1, flat 7, 4. So with Leonard Skinner, Sweet Home Alabama, you got the Southern rock vibe. So it's going to use the D major pentatonic. Just basically, you're just finding tasty little notes on that open A, D, and G. But nonetheless, it's got the 1, flat 7, 4 with a lick. 1, flat 7, 4 with another lick. So 1, flat 7, 4 in the key of D. Well, if I took that and played that same chord progression, right? We're just going to transpose it. We're going to play it in the key of E now. I'm going to move it up a whole step. So now my 1 chord is E major. Flat 7 is a D. And the 4 is A. And if I think of that as more hard rock, I'm going to want to use the E minor pentatonic in the open position. And instead of playing E major, I'm going to mute that G string so I get an E5 instead, but it's still the same structure, but I'm just taking out those thirds, or what they're called, of the chord to, so it's not as muddy with overdrive. Now I can go to the D major, which is now the flat 7, and mute that high E, and that just gives me D5. So it's still the same structure, but I'm just muting the third of that chord. And then A major, which is the 4, but I'm playing it as an A5, so I'm muting that B string and high E just really lazily with my index finger. So D, C, G, up a whole step is E, D, A. And just like Sweet Home Alabama, Back in Black has a 1, flat 7, 4, response lick, E minor pentatonic though. 1, flat 7, 4, and now an ascending lick. While we're there, when it comes to Back in Black, that lick right there has its origins in that Chuck Berry lick. If I was by the way, that's building up off of an E chord. When you look at this, I'm playing a B note, and then I'm sliding into the B note from a half step below. And if I just go a few octaves up, so 2 octaves lower in the E minor pentatonic right here, so I'm going to just take that same chord progression, but change keys. I'm going to do the key of A. So remember, I said root, flat 7, and 4. So in the key of A, that would be an A major, flat 7 would be a G major, and the 4 would be D major. Set of chords is rock, especially the blues rock side of things. You get that. So A, G, and D, all the way to let's see if it was the key of C, it'd be C major, the flat 7 would be B flat, and then the 4 chord to be F. How about if it was the key of F, it'd be F, E flat, and B flat. in the comments other songs that you find that are that set of chords. The 1, flat, 7, and 4. Sweet Home Alabama and Back in Black, Highway to Hell, it's only the tip of the iceberg. So that was another episode of Riff Theory. Let me know other songs you'd like to see in the comments below. Thank you for supporting Marty Music. And if you haven't yet, I appreciate you subscribing to the channel. I also have a bunch of guitar courses, a bunch that are free actually as well. So check the links in the description below. I really appreciate your support, and we'll see you again.